Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about lipids and fats. By hearing the lipids, normally there will be a negative attitude that it causes the heart attack, it causes the cancer, etc. and etc. But actual picture is beyond this. So let us know what actually you know about the fats or lipids. So let me ask you some questions. Why almonds are preferred for health? What is trans fats? Will we keep on hearing this trans fats, trans fatty acids? What is good cholesterol and bad cholesterol? How hair fall, dandruff and nail split can be avoided? What are the waxes and what is omega fatty acids? So how the soap is prepared? So here we are going to get answers of all these questions by the end of this class. Chalo. So today we are going to discuss about the fats and lipids, its biological role. So what is basic functions that does in our body. Next, lipid, how is going to be absorbed and transported in our body. Then the classification of the lipids, basically based on the number of the fatty acids, based on saturation, its production, chemical composition and functions. So we are going to categorize or classify the lipids based on these aspects. So lipids are water insoluble molecules. These are heterogeneous group of compounds, includes fats, oils, waxes, etc. Chemically, fats are defined as the esters of glycerol, fatty acid and the position of the carbon atom are denoted by the numbering. So here we can name this as 1, 2, 3. This is glycerol and these are the 3 separate fatty acids. So depending on this, there will be condensation is going to be take place, that is normally we will call as ester bonding. So water molecule is going to be removed and this is triglycerides, where the 3 carbons are going to be occupied with these fatty acids, 3 different fatty acids. So before going to this, first let us know what are the functions of the lipid. So lipids are the main source of the energy. It has, compared to the carbohydrates, it has the vast energy stored in these fats. So fats normally is going to be metabolized into acetyl-CoA and is going to be involved in the C3 cycle. So enormously energy is going to be generated. So energy is fats are the deposits of the energy in the form of fat. Next, it is a source of the fat soluble vitamins. So you have the vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin D, vitamin K. These vitamins are going to be soluble in the fats. So consumption of the fat is very essential to take these vitamins. Next, the fats also act as emulsifying agents in digestive tract. Next, it will act as a hormones and intracellular messengers by various pathways. These lipids are going to be very helpful, and it act as a insulating material. So beneath the skin, a thick layer of this fatty material that act as a insulating material, and most of the cell membrane is made up of lipid. So it is act as a biological membrane. Then enzyme cofactor, electron carrier, myelin sheet on the neuron. So upon neuron, so myelin sheet is made up of again fat. It acts as a shock absorbent for the internal organs, and obviously it enhances the taste and palatability of the food. Next, the lipid absorption, how the lipids are going to be absorbed. So here the digestion is going to be take place. Normally these are going to be converted into the fatty acids and monoglycerides. So these are going to be emulsified by the bile salts. The fatty acids and the monoglycerides are emulsified by the bile salts in the form of macellin. So there is a complex formation. These fatty acids enter the epithelium cells and link to the triglycerides. So triglycerides combine with the protein in the Golgi apparatus and it will form chylomicron, which is a transported fat. Chylomicrons enter the lateral and are transported away from the intestine. So this is how the absorption of the fat is going to be take place. Here the chylomicron plays a very important role for the absorption of this fat, so and to transport to the liver. So what happens after absorption? So these are going to be transported through the hepatic vein to the liver. So where the liver is going to be metabolized and is going to be transported these fat materials to adipose tissue or different organs. So we'll see the classification of the lipids based on a number of fatty acids, based on the fat saturation. So based on the number of the fatty acid, we can categorize into three, that is mono, di and triglycerides, based on saturation, saturated and unsaturated, based on the production of in our body, can be categorized as essential and non-essential, based on the chemical composition like phospholipid, glycolipids, etc. Next, based on function. So whether it depending on the function carried out by these fats can be categorized. So the lipids are based on the we can broadly categorized as fatty acids and glycerides. So fatty acids, based on the fatty acids, we can be categorized as saturated and unsaturated. Based on the glycerides, main moiety, so we can categorize as neutral glycerides and phosphoglycerides. Apart from that, the non-glyceride lipids are there, like sphingolipids, steroid, waxes, then complex lipids such as lipoprotein and glycoprotein. So first we'll come for the first category of the classification, that based on the number of this fatty acid occupied on the glycerol. The monoglycerides are made up of the glycerol and one fatty acids. So here only one fatty acid is going to present on this glycerol. So it is called as monoglyceride, which yields one molecule of the water. Whereas in diglycerides, so two fatty acids are going to be involved and form two ester bonds. So and results two molecules of the water is going to be formed because of the condensation reaction. This is called as ester bond. Next, triglycerides involves three fatty acids and is going to be form the complex with three carbons on the glycerol, and it will, so it is basically the alcohol and fatty acid. The combination of the alcohol and fatty acid yields the lipid. Next, based on saturation. Normally the fatty acid has this COOH group, and we can name these fats as saturated because it has only one bond between carbon and carbon. So this carbon is called as alpha carbon, and this carbon is called as beta carbon, and this carbon is called as omega carbon. So normally saturated fatty acids are going to be present in animal products such as the milk, cheese, mussels, cheese, all these non-vegetarian substances consisting of this saturated fatty acids. Coming to unsaturated fatty acids, so here you can see the double bond between carbon and carbon. So as the unsaturation of the fatty acids are increasing, is going to become more healthy. So for example, the fish oil or the all this vegetarian source oil or naturally is unsaturated fatty acids, so which is good for health. So you can see the walnut, badam, all this has this unsaturated fatty acid, which is good for health than compared to the saturated fatty acids. So here some of the examples of the saturated fatty acids. So this is the stearic acid. So you can see the 18 carbons with no double bond. So we can denote it as C18 0, 0 in the sense no double bond in this particular area. So that is stearic acid. So in case of the oleic acids, so here you can see the one double bond between C9 and C10. One double bond is there. So we can denote this oleic acid like C18 1. So if you see this linoleic acid, it has 3 double bonds, 1, 2 and 3. So here number of the carbons are 18, C18 3. So this is, we can denote it as C18 3. So here the most healthy oil is linoleic acid here, because it consisting of 3 double bonds. Then compared to the oleic acid, which has only 1, and then compared to the stearic acid, which doesn't have any saturation. So here the glycerol is an alcohol, and it combined with fatty acids, and it form the triglycerides. So triglycerides, which it is not compulsory that one fatty acid may be saturated and second one is unsaturated, and some third carbon may have some other group of fatty acids. So for example, lysine, if you say, so here it is a combination of saturated and unsaturated fatty acids are bind on the glycerides. So lipids, why we will call it as hydrophobic, because so it consisting of actually the phospholipids, which has the both characters of the hydrophilic and hydrophobic in nature. So hydrophilic, this region is called as hydrophilic, and this tail region is called as hydrophobic. Our cell membrane is going to be prepared in such a way that hydrophilic and hydrophobic are arranged so that the permeability of water is going to be restricted. So if you see this liposomes has this double structure, so which is very important aspect in case of the pharmacy. So for the delivery of various drugs can be done by using liposomes. So next, saturation and unsaturation fatty acids can be suffixed as enoic, saturated, and unsaturated is enoic. If you say these examples, so carbon skeleton, so total 12 carbon, which is called as lauric acid. So 12:0 in the sense there is no any double bonds. I mean to say this is saturated one. So example, lauric acid, myristic acid, palmitic acid, stearic acid, arachidic acid, and lignoceric acid. So all these of different length of the carbons. So lauric acid only have 12 carbons, whereas myristic acid 14 carbons, palmitic acid 16, and stearic acid 18, arachidic acid 20, and lignoceric acid is 24. So coming to unsaturated fatty acid, which we said it is a healthy one. Okay, so here the palmitoic acid, which consisting of 16, one double bond at carbon 19. Oleic acid, which is said to be the healthy, is consisting of only one double bond at the C19 position. The total carbon length is 18. So linoleic acid, which consisting of double bonds between 9 to 10, 12 to 13. Next, alpha linoleic acid, so total carbon is 18, which consisting of 3 double bonds between 9 to 10, 12 to 13 and 15 to 16. Next, arachidic acid, so which is there in the badam. So we have 4 double bonds. So between 5 to 6, 8 to 9, 11 to 12 and 14 to 15. So since it's consisting of more double bonds, it is said to be very healthy. So that is why you are supposed to take almonds or badam, okay, which is essential, which provides you the essential fatty acid, which is very good for health. So here the difference between the saturated and unsaturated one. So here the saturated one, and if you hydrated, so normally the oils, unsaturated fatty acids, all cis double bonds, it's consisting of all cis double bonds, but because of the hydration, so mostly saturated, one trans double bond can be formed. So trans form is going to be present because of the hydration of the unsaturated fatty acids. So we are forcefully converting normal liquid form to the solid form. Okay, so here the basic difference between the what is the damage that going to occur because of the trans fats. Trans fat is a type of dietary fat, not good for health. It's too much trans fat in diet increases the risk of heart diseases. The trans fats are made when food makes turn liquid oil into the solid fats, like shortening of the margin. So here this is the thing, oils are going to be converted into the semi-solid one. The trans fats tends to accumulate in our body and cause obesity and other medical condition which may be potentially serious. So normally trans fat we can see in all these products. So that is the reason why you are supposed to avoid such category of the food. So here the basic difference between the cis and trans fats. So here you can find the double hydrogen groups at one pane. So this is cis, it is called as cis double bond, which is very healthy. So which will present in almond and most of this oleic acid, all these are going to be present in this. So coming to this trans fatty acids, so here hydrogens are going to be present in different panes. So this basically called as trans fatty acids that are going to be caused because of the hydration of the unsaturated fatty acid or from the animal source. Next, we can categorize based on the production in our body. So body can prepare some of these lipids, those are called as non-essential fatty acids, and which has to take through the diet, it is called as essential fatty acids. The fatty acids that cannot be synthesized by our body or essentially, these are called as essential fatty acid, must be taken through diet. So diet in the sense it may be present in flax or walnut, badam or all these seeds. The body is capable of synthesizing most of the fatty acids it needs from the food. These fatty acids are known as non-essential fatty acids. Some of the food source of omega-3, omega-6 fatty acids are fish, shellfish, seaweed oil, flaxseed oil, hemp, all these vegetables, walnuts are the source of the unsaturated fatty acids. So here the example of the omega-9, so which consisting of the double bond between C9. So omega-6 which consisting of 2 double bonds and omega-3 consisting of 3 double bonds. So here depending on the double bond present on this, we can categorize it as omega-3, omega-6 and omega-9. So out of which omega-3 fatty acids are very healthy because it consisting of 3 double bonds. Next, based on the chemical composition, so we can categorize it as triglycerides, then phospholipids, glycolipids and archibacterial ether lipids. So phospholipids can be further categorized as the glycerophosphate sphingolipid. Glycolipids also can categorized as sphingolipids and Fatty acids are categorized based on the saturation, saturated and unsaturated. Unsaturated further categorized as monounsaturated or polyunsaturated. So here polyunsaturated example is omega 6 and omega 3, which is very healthy for our body. So this is the glycoprotein and structure which further categorized as sphingolipids, and the galactolipid consisting of the glycerol with 2 fatty acids and 1 monodisaccharide and sulfur. So phospholipids, which consisting of the phosphate group at the third carbon of the glycerol. So glycerophospholipids are the most abundant lipids in our biological membrane, which prepare the cell membrane. So here you can see the difference between the glycolipids and sphingolipids. In glycolipids, the glycerol is going to be present. So whereas sphingolipid, the sphingosine is the lipidic compound present, which ultimately act as a binding. So which consisting of hydrophilic. So because of the phosphate group, it shows the hydrophilic nature, and because of this sphingosine, it shows the hydrophobic in nature. So because of the combination of this, the cell membrane is going to be synthesized. So sphingolipids are the highly bioactive compounds that participate in the regulation of the cell growth, differentiation, diverse cell functions and apoptosis. So dietary sphingolipids, which shows a main functionality in gut health, lipid metabolism, endotoxinemia and decrease acute and chronic inflammation. So based on the function, so we can categorize it as high density lipoprotein and low density lipoprotein. So we'll call it as high density lipoprotein as a good cholesterol, because so it collects all the fats from various parts of the body and various arteries, and it will transport the fat to the liver. So where the liver is able to metabolize these fats. The HDL cholesterol scoops away the necessary LDL from artery walls, preventing the formation of the plaques. That's why the HDL cholesterol is commonly called as good cholesterol. Coming to the bad cholesterol, what it will do, it will transport from the liver to the various organs or arteries. So here LDL on the contrary deposits the excess of the cholesterol on the artery wall, thus promoting the plaque formation. For this reason, the LDL cholesterol is defined as bad. So why we will call it as HDL and LDL? So let us see that the HDL here we can see the density of this HDL is very low than compared to LDL, IDL and VLDL. Okay, so here density is decreasing, it is occupying more space. HDL, so it occupying very less space, and moreover HDL is going to be transport the fats from arteries to liver, whereas LDL transport fats from the liver to the arteries. Next we will see what is the role of essential fatty acids. So it is healthy cell, it maintains the healthy cell membrane, which blocks the tumor formation, brain functioning and regulation of the thyroid and adrenal activity. So that is the reason, so we keep on telling children to take the high food quantity so that the brain function can be sharpened. So what is the deficiency of the essential fatty acids? It causes eczema, dandruff. So dandruff is not only caused due to this fungal infection, but also because of the lack of the essential fatty acids. So spinal splits, so we can see the breakdown of the nails, then brittle hair. So here better than applying oils on the head, so it is better to take these oils through diet so that it can fulfill your need of essential fatty acids. So next, saponification. So here how we can prepare this soap. So here this is a simple triglycerides which consisting of triglyceride and three different fatty acids. So what if these triglycerides are treated with sodium hydroxide or any alkali, so these are going to be form as salts, fatty acid salts. So and along with this glycerol. So the combination of the glycerin and the fatty acids together called as the soap. Okay, so depending on the glycerin content, if it enhances, so it is said to be the good soap. So we'll see one example. So here you can see the 98% of the pure glycerin is going to be present in the pear soap. So I mean to say the glycerin is shows the quality of the soap. So let us see the answers for the previous questions. Why almonds are preferred for health? Because it consisting of essential fatty acids. Next, what is trans fats? Trans fats are the fats which are formed because of the repeated heating, so which will not good for health. What is good and bad cholesterol? So these are the, depending on the density of the cholesterol, we can categorize it as good and bad cholesterol. If HDL is a good cholesterol, whereas LDL is a bad cholesterol. Why we should not use repeatedly heated oils? Because the repeated oils can form the trans structure of the fatty acids. How hair fall and dandruff and nail split can be avoided? By taking essential fatty acids through diet. Next, what are the waxes? These are the homopolymers. It is homopolymers or same fatty acids are going to be arranged on the glycerol. What is omega fatty acid? These are the unsaturated fatty acid. Depending on the number of double bond, we can categorize it as omega 3, omega 6, omega 9. Then how the soap is prepared? Because of the saponification, we can prepare the soap. Hope this video is useful. Thank you.